information. So it's a lot of reading, a lot of listening, a lot of interactions with people and conversations. I know I say I'm a last-minute writer, but a lot of the conversations I have had, or the experiences I've had, or even the things that I've read and, absorbed will come into my pieces. So it's a lot of being aware, if anything, because even emotionally on stage, it's gonna come up. When you're writing a piece about political violence, when you're writing a piece about the corruption that exists, you will not only feel the emotion, but you will bring emotion out in other people.
Yeah.
I will have people in my audience crying.
No way.
Or laughing, or
It's
just
amazing.
feeling the heartbreak, the pain. And that emotion is something you have to be able to carry, hold space for it, and walk people through that into something else. Because you can't just leave them there. But at the same time, sometimes you want to leave them there a little bit, so they can actually feel that sadness and realize, okay, yeah, things are bad, but there's some hope.
But do you always want them to feel something specific, or you leave it to them?
Sometimes yes, sometimes the piece stops being mine once it hits you. You get from it what you will get from it. Some people will pick something I didn't even intend, and they'll be like, it reminded me of this, and they'll run with that. And I didn't plan on it. I was writing about heartbreak somewhere, but you're seeing how you need to get yourself better, and it's different, but that's the reality of it. People pick what they need to pick at that point in time. It's the same way if you read a book when you're a teenager and then you read it at 20-something. You're gonna pick something different, even if it's the same book. It just meets you at a different point in life.
Do you ever get to a point where your piece leads you to dark, especially when you're freestyling, when you're getting deep, your emotions are, they're on the line, your heart is on your sleeve? Does your piece ever take you to dark spaces where now you even end up talking about difficult societal conversations or taboos? And how do you deal?
This is a part where being a psychologist is a great thing. So I have all these wonderful coping mechanisms. I do have a wonderful support system. I do talk to people as well. But there are times when you're writing something and you're just like, I'm going to put it down because the emotions it's bringing up are a bit too much. I don't freestyle as much as I wish I could. I don't have that gift. I don't have that talent. I can spit 2 lines and then I'll be like, great. But when it comes to just the feelings that could come up, even as you write, because sometimes you might be asked to write on a very heavy topic. I've been asked to write on FGM before. And just even the research into it was just like, hey, this is heavy. How is this something that you get very angry, and you need to learn, and this is why I was saying, know why you do what you do.
Do you hold yourself back, or you just keep it moving?
Depends on the audience, depends on the day, depends on a lot. Sometimes it's like, God made me small, I don't need to be the bigger person, and we move. And some days it's very much, okay, no, I need to hold back here, the people aren't ready. Sometimes I'll tweak a line depending on the audience that's there. There's one piece where it's I say, so tell me, colonizer, and it's like, okay, so some audiences, this is not the best word to use right now because everyone here looks like a colonizer. So is better. Let's just change the line. So sometimes I hold myself back, sometimes no. It just depends on what I'm feeling that day, what that audience needs at that point in time.
It's interesting how with regards to that angle of this conversation, the late Binavanga Wainaina was asked about it, and he said, at some point as a creative, as a writer, you just need to get the hell out of the way of the story and keep it moving.
Yes.
You shouldn't care. Just keep it moving.
I care too much. No, there are people who definitely, I would say, bring out that side of me as an artist, where it's like, no, by the way, say what you need to say on stage and leave it there. And there are other times where you're like, okay, no, actually my mother is in the audience on this one. Can we just adjust?
Yeah.
The reality is, at times, especially as a performer, you fit not just the story that's being told, but the people you're telling this story to. There's no way I'm going to be called somewhere where everyone is predominantly speaking, Kiswahili. And I come, I'm like, hi guys, so my name is Stella Kivuti, and I'm about to... I need to be able to connect with my audience. That's why I say there's certain artists' shoes I can never fill. There's certain artists who I know would fit better in that and can pass that message better. So sometimes we write and other people will perform. That piece could be beautiful, but you're not the vessel to actually carry that piece. That's the thing.
You mentioned colonialists in the crowd. I'm curious, do you think when you study our past,
Yeah.
do you think colonial Kenya has a role in the way your work has turned out, your creative, your narrative? Yeah, let me put it like that. Yeah.
I mean, the English alone that I speak in itself.
Yeah.
But I think there's a pain or a trauma that exists within this country in more ways that we are ready to tackle. Everything from colonialism itself to neocolonialism that exists now, to just how we handle things, to the tribalism, all of it. There is such a heaviness of trauma, and all of that does influence how we act and how we behave and how we feel and how we think. And because I am very privileged to have gone to schools that forced us to review these histories, we have to start looking at, okay, so this makes me feel a certain type of way. I need to start analyzing that, pulling back a little bit, fully letting go in other situations. There's one course, and this is an amazing one. I don't think they offer it anymore. It was called Hip Hop and the Bible. And really cool class. But even that brought about so much history in terms of the transatlantic slave trade, in terms of what hip hop truly is, and, references to Bible as well. But it's a reality of you are not a product of just you.
Yeah.
You are a product of so many things that have come before you. You're a product of all your experiences and even experiences before you.
You can imagine, yeah.
So all of that is culminating or is coming together to make this person, and you can't then just speak from one lens. You have to speak from all the lenses before that. So when I look at just colonial Kenya and how I perform now, when I first started out in terms of performance, a lot of my pieces were very much from an angry standpoint. And now I would say I am more aware of those feelings and I've processed some of those feelings. But I can still dive into that area of emotion and bring it back out.
You mentioned all these things are from a historical context.
Yeah.
Fast forward 2025, how would you describe the Kenyan modern woman?
Hey. The Kenyan modern woman is a woman who understands that she can be herself for herself. There was a time where, as a woman in Kenya, you 100% needed a man. And this is not to say that men are bad. Please, let's not go down that path.
That's on you.
Tafadhali. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is, there was a time where even when it comes to owning property, when it comes to having a job, that wasn't something you could do without a man. But now you have women who are able to do that. You can go get a job. If you wanted to do a job, go get a job. You can. Job market right now is hard, but it's possible. You want to own land? You can. You want to travel? You can. The reality is we hold so much power now, but we often forget it because, again, we go back to societal norms and societal pressures. Again, society is great, morals are great, values are great. We just have to learn that they also change with time. We don't function and think in the same way that our grandmothers did. And we can't. They had certain values that are beautiful and that are wonderful, and we can carry those forward, but there are others that have been outdated or have fallen off with time. Even on a cultural level, if you go to the newer generation, we call them Gen Zs. I don't know that term, but we call them that. But you go to them now, and a lot of them, when it comes to their own culture, understanding rites of passage that exist, understanding why certain things are done culturally, so on and so forth, they might not have that knowledge. But what they do have is a modernized version of what it is to be powerful, good, okay, all right, popular, unpopular, so on and so forth. So we have to meet them at that point. So that the Kenyan modern woman right now is someone who's so powerful, but oftentimes forgets it.
Wow, profound. So, based on what you just said, your description of the modern woman, is that how you basically want your work to make the Kenyan woman see themselves?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. If my pieces, especially if they're public pieces, because sometimes we're writing for like, if I'm writing for Bata or Wikipedia, you're not going to pick a big, deep meaning from that. But if you're hearing my piece or even another female poet's piece, take from it that you are a very powerful person. Take from it that you hold more power and more ability than you think.
Right.
Take from it that you are not limited other than by yourself and the boundaries you put for yourself. Yes.
I like that. If you could write a love letter to African women,
okay,
what would the first line sound like?
A love letter to African women as a whole. That's not the line. Hold on.
Yeah.
Look at me like,
sure.
already?
I'm like, done. Okay, so.
No. You have a dark past, but your melanin is what we need to start looking past. The reality is, a lot of times, that would be the line, because a lot of times colorism exists where our skin is not viewed as beautiful. In many times, there's a lot of Eurocentric ideas that exist of what beauty is. And we do have a dark past as a country, as a continent. And we need to start looking past that and looking at the reality that we hold so many resources as Africa. We have so much power as Africa, but because we've been placed in this position where oftentimes we're less than, oftentimes we're not considered full human, we're 2/3 of a human, oftentimes. We need to start looking past just what happened to us and what could actually be. We need to start looking past, or you have dark skin, or you're darker, or you're lighter. There was a time even being 0.5 was a nice thing. Like, light skin,
Yo, you said 0.5. I remember, man, totally.
So it's the reality that I want people to look past the melanin, past the dark history, and look at what possible future could actually happen. So that's how I would start my love letter to African women.
Brilliant. In what ways has poetry and spoken word healed you, or at least transformed you?
I think it has made me more confident in certain regards. I say this all the time, I'm very much an introvert. I like to deal with people one at a time, which is why I chose a profession that allows me to do that.
Right.
However, God, in his funny ways, as he jokes, he made me a very loud person who can talk to people. So it has made me more confident in that I'll have to stand on stage and talk to people and perform and just use my voice. It has put me on stages in front of 300 people, 600 people, and there's, hopefully if I get it, there's one where I'll be in front of 1,000+ people.
Right.
So it's one of those things where it has made me more confident, has made me more aware of myself, because again, with stage movement, you are on stage, people are looking at you. I can't just be drawing maps of Africa.
Yeah.
So it has made me more in tune with myself and my body and how I present, to try and give off an image or to try and tell a story. And I've also learned that I can reach into very deep parts of myself when I'm trying to write. And it doesn't have to be the most easy topic. Sometimes it can be a very heavy topic, but I can actually reach those points, write about it, perform it, and still be okay on the other side of it.
Brilliant. Finally, could you drop a piece that reflects that version of yourself? Pressure
today.
Hey.
There's one piece that I used to do a lot. And again, born from procrastination. Lend me your ears and listen carefully, because I'm a black woman living spiritually. I had the audacity to wake up today, put my foot down with the power of God, and make Satan pray. I walked out the house with my head held high and my stern face that kind of looks at you and puts you in your place. Don't try me, because you'll find the right one on the wrong day.
Hey. Girl, don't play with us. Roba, tell her not to play with us again. You're so dope.
Thank you.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
For folks who want to share your story or at least host you as well, how can they find you?
Stella Kivuti on all my socials other than Twitter, X. So Stella Kivuti on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook. I don't use Facebook that much. Instagram is where you'll most likely get me.
Yeah.
Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the number of my manager
exactly
on my Instagram.
Yeah.
Because
Because we're gonna holler.
You know that thing that happens when people like DM you on Instagram and because
Yeah.
you don't follow them, it goes to requests.
So that's what I did.
Walala! The thing is, I don't see, like, when I clocked that, I was like, hiya, by the way.
Me, I never thought you were gonna respond. I was like,
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, my guy.
nah, you're dope. You're easy, man. I like that.
So yeah, I'll put the number there so that y'all can reach the manager and you can get to me.
Exactly. Thank you so much for coming through once again. Guys, right now it's 3 minutes after 8. Sinister Voices, Do or Die. When we come back, conversations for days. I'm still looking forward to talking to Peter more. He's the founder of Stand Up Shout Out. And we're going to talk all things conservation. Let's keep it moving. Thanks, Stella, once again.
Of course.
94.4 Spice FM, Nairobi.
Y'all halfway peoples, I advise you not to try this.